In the small town of Glenwood, Sarah was known for her keen eye for antiques. She loved the stories hidden in old items, and when she stumbled upon a tarnished, ornate mirror at a local estate sale, she felt an irresistible pull. The mirror, with its intricately carved frame, seemed to whisper secrets from the past. She brought it home, unaware of the dark history it carried. The first night, Sarah placed the mirror in her living room. As the evening wore on, she noticed something peculiar. The reflection of her room in the mirror seemed slightly different, darker, with shadows lurking just beyond the edges. She shrugged it off as a trick of the light and went to bed. However, that night, she couldn't shake an uneasy feeling. As she lay in bed, she thought she heard faint whispers coming from the living room. They were soft and indistinct, like murmurs carried on a breeze. The next day, Sarah tried to ignore the strange occurrences. The mirror, after all, was just a piece of antique furniture. But then the reflection started changing. Objects in the mirror moved on their own, though nothing shifted in the room. At first, it was small things. A book shifted positions, a chair slightly adjusted. Then, more disturbing changes began. Sarah saw shadowy figures standing in her reflection, though she was alone in the room. They didn't move, just stood there, their presence oppressive and cold. Sarah decided to investigate the mirror's origins. She discovered a newspaper clipping from the 1800s about a tragic event. A young woman named Emily had vanished mysteriously, and the mirror was believed to be linked to her disappearance. The townspeople had whispered about the mirror being cursed, but Sarah, skeptical of such superstitions, tried to dismiss it. Determined to get rid of the mirror, she tried to sell it, but potential buyers were strangely uninterested. She even attempted to cover it with a cloth, but whenever she looked away, the cloth was mysteriously removed. As days passed, the reflections became more unsettling. Sarah saw herself in the mirror, but with a haunted expression, her eyes wide with fear. One night, she awoke to find the mirror reflecting not her bedroom but a dark, endless corridor. The whispering was louder now, as if someone or something was calling her. The final straw came when Sarah saw a figure in the mirror, directly behind her. It was Emily, with hollow eyes and an anguished expression. The figure reached out, its hand emerging from the glass, almost touching Sarah's shoulder. Paralyzed with fear, Sarah tried to back away, but the figure's hand touched her, sending a jolt of cold through her body. Desperate, Sarah grabbed a hammer and smashed the mirror into pieces. The room fell silent, the whispers ceased, and the oppressive feeling lifted. But as Sarah picked up the shards to dispose of them, she noticed something chilling. Her reflection in each shard showed not just her, but the dark corridor and Emily's anguished face in the background. She tried to throw the pieces away, but they reappeared in her house, each fragment reflecting the same eerie scenes. The mirror was no longer whole, but its curse had seeped into every shard. The reflections continued to haunt her, showing glimpses of Emily's final moments and the dark fate that awaited anyone who dared to look too closely. In the end, Sarah was left with the chilling realization that some reflections should never be seen. The mirror's curse had followed her, embedded in every shard, and the dark presence it carried was now a part of her reality. The whispers grew louder, and every reflection now carried the warning: some secrets are better left hidden.